guys? Studiosetstage. I'm Cynthia Mallard.
I'm Marq.
And welcome back to Studiosetstage. We are live in effect, broadcasting on all of your top podcast platforms, plus YouTube, guys, if you're watching us right now.
Yes, guys. Studiosetstage is out there. You could have been anywhere in the world, but we're so glad that you made it back here for this episode.
That's right. That's right. So, guys, as you know, we have a lot, just a show packed full of just great things. We are celebrating Eddie Murphy's Coming to America.
Yes.
Of course, if you're watching me on YouTube, you're watching us on YouTube, of course, you'll see I am adorning myself in the African attire right now.
Yes, you look very nice.
Thank you.
I just want to salute by saying, well, everybody remember the original theme song, right?
Exactly.
No doubt. Well, Coming to America, the sequel premiered this past weekend on Amazon Prime.
It did, and we will get to that in just a few, guys.
Yes.
But just want to make sure, guys, that you stay tuned because today we have a syndicated radio personality, Veda Howard. She's going to join us later on in the show. Plus, we're talking NBA All-Star Weekend here in Atlanta, guys. It went down. Do you hear me? Plus, our reaction to the amazing eye-opening interview conducted by Oprah, right?
Yes,
with
Oprah.
Meghan. With Meghan and Prince Harry.
Yes, the royal family, the infamous interview, as they say. It was a lot of spicy moments in that interview, guys.
It was. But before we get to all that, guys, just want to make sure that you are following us. So be sure you're watching us here on YouTube. Hit that little red bell. Make sure you ding, 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 so you get all of our notifications every time we release new content.
Please hit the thumbs up button, like and subscribe. Also, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, as well as the radio.com app.
Very good, guys. So listen, you got us all covered. And of course, if you also want to just drop us a line, you can always email us at studiosetstage@gmail.com. That's studiosetstage@gmail.com. Okay. So how was I guess we could say, how was the weekend for you? And,
it was very eventful, man. A lot of different things was going on. Of course, the NBA All-Star game was here,
y'all. Was here, guys, where we broadcast out of.
It was still shut down. A lot of events were shut down due to the current COVID-19 pandemic.
But people got it in, though. Yeah, people got it in. Listen, I saw all of these invites, and I know you got some invites too.
Yes, I did.
To NBA All-Star events that were happening, and of course it happens whatever city that the All-Star weekend is in. But man, let me tell you something. These people were really willing to risk it all. Do you hear me? Risk it all just to be out there in them streets.
Well, I do have respect for what the NBA, the key things that they put in place.
The protocols.
The protocols. I think they allowed only 2,500 people.
2,500 in the State Farm Arena.
In the State Farm Arena. So they did have the social distancing and all of that down packed. So it was a pretty good turnout, and they actually condensed everything to one day. As well. To Sunday, where they combined. Normally the whole weekend would be spread out like they normally have a Legends game. They normally have the 3-point contest and also the slam dunk contest on the next day, and more of community-based day where fans can come out and interact with some of the players and all of that. But they condensed everything in one day, along with the All-Star game. And so very, very, very interesting, and it
was cool.
It was different, but hey, it was still an NBA All-Star game.
We watched the game, and of course Team Durant against Team LeBron, and
Team LeBron won. they was the first to make it to 170.
Oh,
so
man.
you know, Team LeBron and Team Durant, and it was different, you know, because normally, you know, they have like the East versus West, but they took the top two and said, okay, well, for the East we're going to do it Team Durant, and for the West we're going to do it Team LeBron. So.
You know what? I was kind of salty. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, I get like that sometimes, but I was a little salty because I did see where they were Team Durant and Team LeBron, Kevin Durant, LeBron James. I saw where they were choosing their team members or whatever, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I kept waiting for like Trey from our illustrious Trey from the Atlanta Hawks, right? I was like, I just know he's going to be hurt. And maybe I missed something, guys. Maybe I know I probably missed something very obvious because I haven't been keeping up possibly. But I'm like, yo, how are we going to be, you know, in Atlanta, State Farm, and nobody from the Hawks was there? I kind of was like,
I think that they did have some input from the fans, but I think you know, with this twist and I guess this you know, pivot, if you say, you know, I think they wanted the top two. They wanted Durant to pick his top.
Yeah, his top, right. I get it. I get it.
So, you know, and it was interesting. I kind of saw on ESPN when they had the recap of them actually choosing and going through each one. So it was almost like, you know, like you have a game of pickup, you know, like, you know, you have all these guys, you know, you seen on the court, and when you're playing, you'd be like, no, I'm gonna choose him.
I don't want him.
I'm gonna choose him.
No, I don't want you. I remember those days. I played a little basketball, a little bit.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, like I mean, okay. obviously, I'm not at WNBA status, you know what I'm saying? But I am BA status.
Okay.
Well,
moving on, if you will.
But you know what? I'll be honest with you. You know, some great, just outside of the basketball court. You know, Gladys Knight, right? Gladys Knight.
Gladys Knight. She sung the
beautiful.
The Allegiance. I mean, she did the national anthem.
Yeah, fellow Studiosetstage. Yeah.
Of course, legend. You know, icon.
Yes,
of course. You know, Gladys Knight did that. And actually, you know, the thing I really enjoyed about this All-Star game is that they raised proceeds. You know, they raised money for worthy cause for the HBCU.
That's right. You know, we are HBCU proponents. We both went to Alabama State University.
Yes, ASU.
Go Hornets. Go Hornets. All that black and gold. The price of glory is very high.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
you know. And I had to throw that in there, guys.
Right. And growing up in a house divided, you know, I grew up, you know, my mom graduate from Tuskegee University. Born and raised in Tuskegee, but I'm a Hornet. So you already know, I mean, it's ingrained in the fabric, you know, the HBCU
you a Hornet. You a
and
Hornet.
the importance. Oh yeah, I'm a Hornet.
You're definitely a Hornet.
I'm a Hornet.
None of that, what they cats? The Tuskegee cats? Isn't that what they?
The Tigers. No, look, I say this. Tuskegee raised me, but ASU made.
Get it right. Get it right.
So,
get it right.
So,
get it right.
you know, and everybody like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's what it is. But guys, getting back to it though, HBCU, you know, they raise funds for the Thurgood Marshall, UNCF fund, and I think it was really a worthy cause. They raised, I think, over, I want to say almost right under 2 million.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna tell you, it was so good to hear and see Grambling. It was so awesome to see. Okay, I'm gonna say it, Florida A&M Marching 100. Okay, you guys did the thing. Fabulous. You know, the Mighty Marching Hornets were not, you know, at this particular, but we know that if the Mighty Marching Hornets were there, you know, it would have been a show for real. But but shouts out to Grambling, to Clark Atlanta, FAMU, that absolutely represented for the NBA All-Star game. Also, you know, shouts out to our home team, Ryan Cameron, one of my fellow colleagues. Ryan Cameron, of course, you know, he is the official announcer for the Atlanta Hawks basketball team. And when I say he did his thing, guys, I I just was watching the Twitter feeds. Like at one point, of course, NBA Allstars was trending, right? But also, like I think not distant down, like number 3 or number 4, or number 5 maybe. Ryan Cameron was also trending. So Hall of Famer, announcer, radio just broadcast legend, did his thing. I was just thinking, a lot of people were saying that, they possibly could have bought like some other announcers in to actually do the All-Star game. But there is no one who could have put that ATL stank on it like Ryan Cameron did. Kudos
to Ryan.
No
doubt. Legend, of course. Definitely he did his thing.
He really did. I just love like the player intros and just kind of how he kind of mixed it up. Like I said, no one better than Ryan Cameron, especially with the All-Star game being here in Atlanta. So what did you think about what is this Anthony Hamilton? Anthony Hamilton
definitely
made an appearance also, guys.
Yes, man. Anthony Hamilton, definitely, man, a fellow musician, singer, songwriter, artist. He definitely did his thing. It
was a tribute, right?
It was a tribute to the frontline workers. And
during this whole pandemic,
I loved it how they combined all of that. And Anthony was the perfect choice to perform.
He was.
So
he really was.
Kudos to Anthony, great performance, and I love the way they was able to really mesh it all in. Even though, like I said, I'm used to the weekend, but they condensed it, but it turned out good.
It really did. Talk to me about, guys, did you all see the slam dunk competition? Now, I think the slam dunk competition was totally underwhelming because I think I'm just used to the old school where, it was just absolutely like the main event, one of the main events. And these young boys, I say young kids or whatever, but they really came to show out. And this one, I think it was kind of lackluster, kind of. Maybe was it just me or?
Well, I think the reason why it might have appeared to be like that is because, like I said, normally it's an event, it's a separate event from the All-Star game. But they condensed everything. It actually took place during halftime of the All-Star game.
But the dunks one, it just seemed like the dunks weren't even all that fabulous. Like it seemed like it was
one of the highlights I did like though, Cynthia, was the fact that they actually paid tribute and they had them as judges, some of the former
some of the
NBA
best, exactly,
slam dunk champions. Like they had Dominique Wilkins, of course, he won it twice.
Spud Webb,
Spud Webb, and others that were really, they
were tough too. They were tough judges too, and that just shows you that they were not. I'm just gonna be honest, like they weren't impressed. They were not impressed. They were given like 8s. They were given, I don't know if anybody got these 7s, I can't remember, but 8s, 9s, I think maybe I'm just being a
I believe that one, because like I said, it wasn't really anything that just captivated you like, whoa.
Like this is some new stuff. Everything you had seen it before. I forgot the young man who, I forgot his name. God, that's just crazy. I'm so sorry. But he could have went up and kissed the rim. He was so close. They would say, if he had just kissed the rim, it would have been like a 100.
I think he played with the Portland Trailblazers. Played with the Portland Trailblazers and was the first win for a Trailblazer. So props and kudos. And he had some leaps,
He did. He got up. He got up. That first was the first one where he placed the ball, was 12 feet high or whatever.
It was a foot above.
Yes.
So he had the ball on the nerf, and then he grabbed the ball on the nerf and then
they didn't put it in. Very cool. Very cool. Well, congratulations. Just a great, successful NBA All-Star weekend, despite, I remember Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms basically saying, you know what, you guys can stay where you are. We're all good, especially in the middle of the pandemic. So you can understand her concern of just trying to keep the coronavirus at bay.
Oh, yes, I definitely understand. Under normal conditions, pre-COVID, pre-pandemic, I think it would have been, just off the Richter scale in terms of just, what it would have done you know, for the economy and all of that stuff, you know, that's a whole nother conversation. But, you know, under the current circumstances, I believe that, you know, it turned out pretty well, despite some of the other things that went on and all of that.
Speaking of other things, you know, I woke up this morning and we, you know, of course we watching the news, of course, and you know, just like we always do, like we monitor Twitter, all social platforms, and you just see how all these people came from out of town, right? And they're leaving with their cars, you know, on bricks. Yeah. And it's just, you know, it's a horrible thing that, you know, there are great things about Atlanta, and then you have these things where people are stealing people's tires. You know, maybe it's for fun, maybe it's for, you know, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? But across the city, a lot of people's tires were missing, you know, after the game or during the whole All-Star weekend.
Well, so, you know, just people was
getting got.
Yeah, it was getting got.
So
you know, and it's unfortunate.
It is,
you know, that you know, it has to result to that. But you know, desperate times. Some people say desperate times call for desperate measures. But at the end of the day, it's about making sure that, you know, because there will be, like they say, this too shall pass. Yes. And you don't want to be marred with, you know, saying, well, no, we're not going down there because all of this happens down there. So we're going to just bypass, you know. So we want to make sure that we preserve the integrity of you know, where you are,
the history and how much and the hard work that those who have come before us, right? They have laid an amazing blueprint. It's why we are successful here in Atlanta. It's why you are successful in Atlanta and around the United, because let me tell you something, when we win, when we win here, it's a win for everyone just across the world. So anyway, great NBA All-Star weekend. Moving on, guys, like we said, we are celebrating Coming to America too. As you can see, I have to say that. You know.
I just had to say, hello, my neighbors.
Hello, my neighbor.
Coming to America, you know, premiered on Amazon Prime this Friday.
Broke the internet, broke the doggone internet, basically.
Yes,
broke
indeed.
it.
I've seen it twice. And you know, some people have mixed reviews about it.
I loved it. I loved it though.
And analysis, I thought it was good. I thought it was kind of a tribute to the original.
I think it was a party. I really feel like Eddie really just wanted to thank and congratulate and just bring all of the people who were part of the original, like you said, together just for a big party to celebrate the original. I don't really think that he was concerned about making an Oscar-worthy movie. I don't think that's what he was going for.
And it did have its moments. funny moments. You know, Leslie Jones. Of course, man, she was she was hilarious.
She was great.
Also, you know, with the you know, Arsenio, of course, you know, with the Reverend, the pastor, you know, the three barbers. It was just good to see the mighty barbershop.
The main characters.
Yes, right? The main characters.
But the new ones were great too. I'll be honest with you, Trevor Noah. Just speaking of Trevor Noah, like he was pretty.
Trevor was,
he was pretty good in his role. I really liked that. Teyana Taylor. She did that. She did that.
Teyana Taylor, you know, she was definitely funny. You know, she was kind of the second generation of the queen. If you remember the first queen that they tried to set up a king with, which was played by Vanessa. Vanessa Calloway. She was like, you know, they took the curse off of her. She still was hopping on one leg and bouncing like a dog.
She looked broke down. She looked broke. Her ponytail was crooked.
After all those years.
All those years. You know what? I don't know if anybody said this, but do y'all remember Strange? Grace? You know, Teyana Taylor, to me, I feel like they took a little bit of that Grace Jones with
interesting observation.
But think about the whole presentation when she was like performing and the way she was looking. It kind of made me think of Grace Jones. And it came from the same creator, right? With Eddie Murphy. So Eddie Murphy, for some reason, I kind of felt like he use a little bit of that Grace Jones with Teyana Taylor, if you know what I mean, guys.
Yeah.
I think you vets will know exactly what I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah. And hopefully, you know, disclaimer, like, guys, you know, if you don't know what we're talking about, you know, go see it first.
Yeah.
We're just gonna tell you because we're basically recapping. But you know, if you haven't seen it, you've probably been on a rock anyway.
It was great. What did you think about Wesley Snipes? I
thought Wesley Snipes was funny. I thought, you know, his character appeared to be over the top, but you know, he was the
really
general.
He really was.
But I thought, you know, Wesley, you know, he did his thing.
It was a party.
Yeah,
that's what I looked at. I looked at this show, I mean, this film, Coming to America too, as really just a big party, you know. Yeah. But you know what? To some of the critics, I will say this. I do see where Coming to America like could have been a very serious movie. And I think that's what people were looking for. I don't even think people were looking for I think some people were actually, because you got to think about this is after Black Panther.
Yeah,
so
but
it puts a whole nother spin on it.
Well, I gotta play the other side of the coin on that, because you know, I think it would have gone against the grain of the original. The original wasn't serious,
but it was grounded. It was super grounded.
Yeah, it had a story. It was a love story. It was a love story, and it was a departure. Really, the original was kind of a departure for Eddie at that time, because you know, Eddie always played those hard characters like Beverly Hills Cop. You know, where he was, you know, always straddling the fence on that side of comedy. Yeah, and you know, I mean, you got to think about this cat, delirious, raw. He was delirious and raw.
I'm gonna throw one out there, Golden Child.
Yeah, Golden
Child,
one
of my favorite one.
But you know, his comedy wasn't on the Bill Cosby tip. It was on like Richard Pryor tip. Yeah. So you know, the original Coming to America was kind of a departure to show as they say, a kinder, gentler Eddie Murphy, which I think worked. I mean, it was amazing. I just think
the story may have been a little bit more cohesive, like, you know, like we were talking off air. I think the story may have been just a little bit more cohesive. I think this one, like I said, it was a party, and I think maybe they were, or the way the writer possibly was going for the laughs. You know, I'm talking about.
You know, Kenya Barris was
going for the laughs.
Yeah, I think that's what they were trying to do, and they highlighted certain aspects of it. But you know, I think to really go into deep, it probably would have taken, you know, it would have expanded the movie probably about 3 hours. If it had
like a more of a love story, like added to it. You're right. Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, it was really good. It was great to see how, you know, this is Women's History Month, and it was great just to see like the women of the movie just depicted as very strong, just even his daughters, you know, that whole story between him and his daughter. I love that part too.
And in real life, one of Eddie's daughters, Bella,
Murphy,
she played the middle. I think she played the middle daughter in there. But yeah, it's really good. He had all 3 girls, and you know, he found that, you know, he had a illegitimate son, which the mother was played by Leslie Jones. It was hilarious.
Listen, that thing was crazy. And she said it on Twitter. She was like, "God," she said, "I am so ghetto." And when I say she played it, she did. But let's talk about James Earl Jones, y'all, planning his own funeral. You know what? I couldn't. I just wanted to walk out the room.
Yeah, James was like, "I want my funeral now."
That was just too much. Was he laying up in the coffin?
Yes. He wanted to see everything. And it was Morgan Freeman, you know, came out and delivered the eulogy. You know, that was
Gladys Knight performed.
Yeah, Gladys Knight.
That's what I said. I really just felt like this is more of, instead of like the first one was more like a movie, like a, you know, say like a bona fide. Like this one to me was just like a party, and they got the cameras rolling.
Yeah, you know, it was funny to see they had McDowell's in Zamunda, you know,
in the middle of the jungle, right?
In the middle of the, you know,
and there was nothing else around. It was like McDowell's was just sitting there.
It was interesting. Yes, I will not try the grass burger though. I won't try that.
Yeah. So anyway, listen, we love you, fellow Studiosetstage, Eddie Murphy. We love you so much. It was really good.
And again, check it out. You know, it's on Amazon Prime. So guys, you know, Coming to America.
Coming to America, guys. I think I'll watch it. I think I'll watch it over and over. I need to at least watch it like maybe 3 more times before you get everything, you know? I mean, I'm that type of person. Like, I mean, I catch something in the first one. I got to watch it a second, the third, and the fourth time. Then things will hit me. I'm slow. Okay. I'm slow like that. Okay. Whatever. All right, moving on. Okay. Yes. So guys, did you catch the amazing, again, eye-opening interview with Oprah's CBS primetime special with Meghan Markle and her husband Prince Harry? It was, oh my God, like unfreaking believable.
Wow,
that's all I can say. You know,
man.
yeah. I mean,
wow.
what did you?
Well, I only seen bits and pieces of it because I was actually watching the All-Star game at the time.
Yeah.
But you know, from what I heard and from some of the excerpts that I saw, it was intense, really intense.
It was super intense, and it was the type of interview, like, for instance, you know, of course, here on Studiosetstage, we do interview people. We do have the movers and shakers.
Right.
Let me tell you, this particular interview was something that only Oprah could do in only Oprah fashion. Just first things first, we just want to say congratulations to Oprah. You know what I'm saying? For just uncovering the truth when it comes to just a super sensitive topic like this. You know, Meghan Markle, of course, you know, when you rip everything away, you know, we're talking about race. We're talking about race, you know, in the royal family and how they view it.
Well, you know, well, me personally, I'm not surprised.
No, not at all. None of us are, I don't think.
You know,
right?
I'm not surprised from that aspect of it. But you know, definitely, I will definitely once I see it, once I'm able to see the whole entire interview, you know, to see, because there were some other things, especially with Prince Harry, there were some comments that he made.
Well, you know what? It was so interesting for him. I did not know. Well, they cut him off. The royal family cut him off financially. Early part, from what I understand, 2020. You know, once they, unbelievable that they would do that, especially with his birthright. You know, that just shows you, you know, then there were comments about, like they were wondering if Archie, the firstborn, if like how dark would the child be?
Yes,
like,
now I did see that excerpt.
Like what in the entire hell? Like really? Like what does that matter? I'm just, you know?
Yeah, well, you know, in a perfect world, you would think that would not matter, but we don't live.
Come on now.
We're far from a perfect world. But you know, honestly, with that, it just shows that you know, how deep-seated, you know, even from a subconscious standpoint, how racism plays a harmful, detrimental role in society in general. But you know, I think the way you bring light to anything, you know, light drowns out darkness. And hopefully this has shed a little
no, it shedded a lot of light.
The situation.
It shedded a lot of light. And I absolutely feel like the royal family is despicable. I mean, you cannot say anything for you to treat a woman like this, you know, the wife of, you know, your child. Like it's unbelievable. Like I cannot, like she couldn't speak for herself. Like it was, and it was so interesting how, you know, Prince Harry talked about how his brother and his father are trapped. He was like, you know, they can't leave. He's like, they can't leave the positions that they hold. You know what I'm saying? So he was looking for a way out. And so, you know, we said that a lot, I think years ago, but it's been confirmed, you know, he was looking for a way out. He was distressed because he saw what this whole lifestyle led to for his mom.
Right. And I was about to say that, you know, people, you know, don't forget that, you know, his mom, you know, was Princess Diana. And, you know, a lot of people might not remember the entire story behind that, but she pretty much defected and left the royal family. And, you know, her message was pretty much, you know, she was, you know, she felt trapped. She felt, you know, there was a lot of other variables, you know, and so I think she instilled that in her children by them being young and coming up in that to understand that, you know, yeah, you can have these titles, but don't let the titles, you know, hinge you or box you in, keeping you from who you are, and really understanding that, you know, regardless of color, you know, you can see, you know, as far as the human, you know, from just being human, you know.
But obviously we see that obviously we see that they're not. I'm absolutely happy that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry got away from the family. Like I said, he did say that his mother had left him a big nest egg, which is how he is, you know, surviving. And of course, you got to remember, Meghan Markle was a superstar also. She was like a, you know, working, you know, millionaire anyway. And then she's surrounded by amazing friends who are not broke by no means, you know. Serena Williams and Ohanian, you know, Serena's husband. So that's one of her like closest friends. So I know that Serena had issued a tweet saying, you know, basically like, what a strong woman, what, like, how amazing that she was enduring all of this, you know what I'm saying? And we just find, I think as Black people, we find ourselves wherever we go, we have to deal with this, you know what I'm saying? Because people hate you, like she said, because you're breathing. All of this stuff was being perpetuated against Meghan Markle just because she's breathing, because she's Black.
And no support.
No support
you
whatsoever.
Know, which, you know, like I said again, I'm not surprised. But, you know, some that feel that, you know, in this day and time, you would think, but, you know, when you look at all of the other things that's been going on, especially things that have surfaced, you know, like I said, I've said it before and we've talked about it off air. It's always been, at some point, it's always been there. It's never left. You know, it's might have been subtle, a little more subtle, subtlety in it, in the past versus now. I mean, really, it's reared up, you know. And I was talking to one former colleague, and he said he remembered when he used to travel. He was living up in Detroit, but he used to travel down to the South back in the 60s, and he said he remembered, like he said, man, he said it's just the remnants of all of these things that's happening. It kind of brings back those memories I remember back in the 60s. So, you know,
well, anyway, you know what? Congratulations. Like, I just want to say congratulations to Meghan Markle, our fellow sister gal, as I have called her before here on Studiosetstage, because she is someone who she's us. She is us, and we love you, and we send our support out to you, your husband, and your son, and of course, like she announced that she is pregnant, and they are expecting a girl. I think in the summertime. So we are so happy for you. But you know, I could talk all day about this issue, but you know what? You got to think about how the British monarchy, how they made their money. Don't ever forget that. You know what I'm saying? Off the backs of slaves and off of the jewelry and those things they robbed and just took from the motherland, Africa. So if you're ever thinking about, okay, well, how, you know, why is it that they're so rich, or why do they have so much power? You know, well, that power, that richness was taken from the motherland of Africa in people and in jewels. So gold, diamonds, all of that. So there you go. They raped the country and now it's theirs. And, you know, they're upset that basically the chickens are coming home to roost. Yeah. So anyway, you know, but thank you for,
I mean, what else can I say?
You know,
I mean, you know, hey,
Thank you for entertaining me there. It just kind of, like I said, most people who heard this story, like we literally would like, oh my God, in 2021, this is still prevalent, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, moving on. So guys, listen, I know that you are anticipating our guest this week.
Yes.
Veda Howard. I'm so happy we
Yes.
have her, guys. She is a syndicated radio host with Radio 1, Urban 1, Praise 1025. She agreed to sit down with us, guys.
Yes.
And I just cannot wait for you to hear what she has to say.
Yes. I mean, it was awesome. Get your notes, get your digital notes.
Yeah.
And you know, just some, hey man, I mean, I was thoroughly you
just
know,
talking to her off air. Yeah.
It was I thoroughly enjoyed the interview, the conversation.
Yeah.
And I hope and I know that you guys out there, Studiosetstage, are gonna come away with some really great jewels. That's
what we do here at Studiosetstage, guys. Again, we like to remind you guys, it's all about going from studio to the set to the stage.
Yes.
That small area, you know, you learn, you move a little bit, you go into the set, a little bit bigger, and then one day you are on the main stage, you know, and hopefully we're helping you to get to that point in whatever it is that you are doing. So anyway, Veda Howard, on the way, coming up on the show. So stay tuned, stay locked. Don't go anywhere. This is Studiosetstage. Welcome back to Studiosetstage. I'm Cynthia Mallard.
And I'm Marq.
And we are here, guys, back for another awesome show. So again, the portion of the show where we like to spotlight just amazing people in Studiosetstage that you should know. You can see her beautiful, lovely face there. Miss Veda Howard, on-air personality for Praise 1025. Here in the ATL. What's up, girl?
What's going on?
Hey, y'all. How you feeling?
Pretty good. I should ask you how you feeling. Are you feeling as beautiful as you look, girl?
Oh, you're so kind. I had to get myself together. I said, let's make Cynthia proud. You gotta take the bonnet off. Take off the bonnet.
You look together.
You know how we do. We do the bonnet. We do.
We do what we have to do. I'm feeling good.
Well, good. Well, you know, it is Women's History Month.
Yes.
And like I said, we were just looking for great people that exemplify going from the studio to the set to the stage. And you are that person. So, you know, tell us just about kind of what you do, like on a daily basis with Praise 1025, right? Just for those people who don't know. And if you don't know, or you're living under a rock.
Well, I think like yourself, I kind of deal in all different areas of media. So in Radio 1 with Praise 1025, on air Saturdays and Sundays 3 to 7, but I also work behind the scenes for Radio 1 Atlanta. So that's Hot 107.9, that's Magic 107.5, 97.5, Classic 102.9. So I kind of deal with everybody. We have syndicated shows out of our offices, so I deal with that too. Wow. So I'm on air, but I'm behind the scenes. You know, we act, and the comedy, and it's a voiceover. So we squeeze in life here.
That's right. You guys heard that. Not only is she an on-air personality, guys, Studiosetstage, you heard she's an actress, also a voice actor, the whole nine. So you know what? You got to listen in to this, you know, because I know, Veda, you're going to be dropping some great gems on this show.
Well, we'll just share the journey. We'll share the journey.
Yes, indeed. Veda, I know you say you do a lot. And, you know, with us, it's about understanding the process.
Yeah.
You say there's a lot that you do behind the scenes and also in front and what you do. So kind of explain, just give us an idea of your typical day in, you know, the life of what you do, say on a daily basis.
We start radio. Yeah. What time are you up? You know, that type of thing. I already know, right? Yeah.
Everybody doesn't get the luxury of a 9 to 5. You know, they say the office hours are 9 to 5, but you know, in radio, as long as the radio is on, especially if you're dealing with all aspects, you never know, you're on. So in the pandemic, broadcast is considered like critical infrastructure. So we've been going. obviously some, unfortunately, some industries were hit and shut down, but broadcast, TV and radio, you're disseminating information. When it first hit, letting kids know, families know where they can get food and things of that nature. So we've been rolling. So a typical day in quarantine, I don't go in to work every day. I pretty much work remotely, but there are times I still have to go downtown. There's still some things that have to be done in person. But we're still rolling. So I'm dealing with the on-air stuff that I have to do, dealing with other, the other stations, helping with actually making sure we have proper supplies and stuff like that to stay safe and things of that nature. I actually am syndicated on the weekends in 6 other markets other than Atlanta. So that's a separate deal. So it's kind of all of that. Yeah. And when times are like this, you reach in and you do whatever needs to be done. So, hey, you need me to voice that promo? Okay, what we doing? Right. What we got? Okay.
What we doing now? Exactly. Yeah.
So you make it happen. But I work with some great people. So that's a beautiful thing. So any given day, it can be anything. It can be, again, we have a client who needs to make this happen. Can you help do this? Because of, quarantine and safety protocols, things aren't the way they used to be. So, who knows on the other side? We used to live with meet and greets and all that. I don't know anymore.
I know. Hey, we missed that. Exactly. We, especially being in our business, it's all about the personal contact. It's all about reach out and touch somebody. And the pandemic has changed all that.
Right. Not so much touching anymore, huh?
No more touching. Not right now.
So who knows? Right. So we're taking advantage of the virtual space as you guys are. So trying to make, still have listener experiences. So if I got to pop in and, interview Jacqueline Carr, virtually we had something coming out, or there's a client, we're going to do IG Live earlier today. Since this is Dr. Seuss week.
Yes, it is. It's Read Across America.
Read Across America month.
The whole nine. Exactly.
The month is Read Across America month is Dr. Seuss week. So in conjunction with one of our clients, a Mallard group, they were having people join in and read to different classes today. So I got to read some Dr. Seuss to the little people. I was more excited than probably. Oh, the places you will go.
I love it. I love it. You know what? You get excited about that. I was just thinking, yesterday I got to read. I have a son. He's 6 years old. We have a 6 years old, and I got to read my favorite book, his favorite book. All Are Welcome. It's an oldie but goodie. But yeah, I was one of those in the class also with the little kindergarten.
He was like, Mom. You're like, no.
Exactly.
You already know.
The whole nine, seeing 6 years old, like that. Right.
Well, it sounds like, was it easy for you just to kind of transition and kind of just do everything virtual? Because I know, like I said, in our business, it's, was it a struggle for you?
Now I'm actually, a lot of people don't really realize I'm like the friendly introvert. So at first the notion of, we got to quarantine. All right, then. All right, I'm good. Let me make sure my Ethernet cord straight. Okay. Y'all good? Okay, I'm good. We good. But I'm not that much of a hermit. So it did it was a point where I had to realize, okay, you're going to have to adjust. And then you have the, the delusions of grandeur. Oh, I'm going to do this, that. Well, you're still working, Veda.
You are. You're on the clock.
There are still only 24 hours in a day. We ain't getting any more time.
Right.
You just at home a little longer. You staring at the stuff that needs to be done while you're trying to work. Yes. So there was a little time where I had to say, okay, we have to be realistic. Yeah. And literally sometimes walking through the house, stop and say, well, that doesn't make sense. You're not going to do that.
Right.
You're not going to do that. So it's been a process. Right. So, then you have to bring it back down and be realistic, because if not, you're causing yourself more stress. So I think, unfortunately, we're almost a year into this thing.
Yeah.
I think we pretty much, kind of got it. But I think a lot of people don't realize the effect it really has had on them, especially depending on what you do for a living or who you are. I feel sorry for extroverts because they're probably like in physical pain.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, I do wake up like, is it over? And I'm like, no, it's not over. It's not over. It's not over. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I am one of those people.
Right.
Yeah.
It can have you climbing up the walls, especially when, you used to kind of, like this. And then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Veda, Studiosetstage, we are being joined right now by the amazing Veda Howard, on-air personality on Praise 102.5, Radio One company. We are so happy to have her. And like I said, she is one of the people who is going to, who has made it from studio to the set to the stage, accomplished, like I said, a media personality, but also an accomplished actress also. And so I just wanted to ask you, Veda, how did you get started? Give us the short version. Of course, we already know, like in this business, you can be jumping from lily pad to lily pad, but
right.
How did you, Brian, how did you get there?
Anything goes, right. Well, for me, the on-camera thing was like a distant notion. It wasn't really, I'm from New Jersey. I went to Hampton, and in high school, I knew music industry is what I wanted to do. I thought I'd be at a record label, Yeah,
because you're a singer, aren't you? Aren't you a singer also?
I do. I mean, I'm not, I carry a tune. If somebody stick it in my pocket,
you ain't gonna sit up and lie like that.
That's I'm telling the truth. I'm like, is it secure? Okay, if it's secure, then I can carry the tune. But throughout, through college, I was on the air in college, but would intern in Philly over the summers with the music organization. So that's where I really started meeting people and growing. So again, my path, what I thought I would be doing would be working in the record industry. And at one point I interviewed for, it was at Tommy Boy Records.
Oh, okay.
Right. I was about to, and I would have been.
Yeah.
You work there?
No, I know some colleagues that had worked with them, and I worked with a couple of other ladies.
He being modest, but yeah.
Okay, the answer's yes, Marq.
Oh yeah.
This was back in the day. It was actually a position I would have been assisting, like artist development and the A&R department. So it would have been both departments. No, artist development and international. And it just so happened I'd just been to London with the organization I work with.
Right.
We produced something in London. So when I'm interviewing and I'm referencing that event, the guy, the international dude, you talk like that, and he was like, oh, that was you. You were there. I was like, I was there. Can you believe it's amazing?
Right.
So I went to the interview, hopped on the train, came back home. And I kid you not, like that night, I prayed something. And after I said it, I was like, where did that come from? I was like, Lord, if I'm not supposed to have it, I don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't, and that had never been in my thought process before. And I was like, who said that?
Right. Where did that come from? Right.
Hush, right. Hush. Who said that?
Amen.
Less than a week, I get a call that the woman who was in artist development, she left and went to pursue her dreams in radio. So that kind of crumbled. And I remembered my big mouth prayed. I said, all right.
Okay, Lord. Yes.
I got you. I'm listening. Yeah. And so, I ended up down here. I had friends who moved here straight from school. I'd come and visit, and then, Atlanta was calling. And my degree is in PR and advertising. So I thought I'd come here and wear a cute suit and hosiery and, talk to Bob at the water cooler.
Yes.
I thought I'd be in PR. Hi, Bob, how are you? No coffee for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't the path. But then, and I knew Miss Hughes from working at the music industry organization over the years since I was a freshman. Something popped up here, and I was actually in Atlanta the weekend that Hot 97.5 went on the air. I was like 4th of July weekend back in the 90s. And I was just here visiting. Then I went back home. And then as the Lord would have it, I ended up coming down here and started working at Radio One. So
wow.
Through that, it was, radio at first. And then it turned into comedy, and God had to chase me down with that. But voiceover is something I, since a child, wanted to do. So those were the main things. And then the on-camera notion, I really I took a little class here and there. David Talbert came to town and did like a workshop one weekend. Yeah. It was a 2-day workshop. I said, let me get out on this. You're on the fence. What are we going to do?
Right.
Did the workshop, went well. It was like workshop on a Saturday, auditions on the Sunday, whatever. I went in that Sunday. I actually did comedy, and he was gracious, and he gave me his info and said, send me your stuff. And, I said, now what stuff?
You right. You don't know what he asking about. Okay.
Right. I'm not an actor.
Like,
stuff? I don't know what now. What kind of
yeah.
You know, I said, yeah, I'm gonna send you my stuff. And I had to ask my acting friends. Now, what might be stuff? What stuff am I supposed to be sending this man? But he was kind, and then that was like before he was about to shoot Almost Christmas.
Yeah.
And there was people from that workshop that that got what they called a callback, and he gave them auditions. And so I was able to audition for a couple of roles in that, which was very nice of him. But it was after that weekend, I was like, all right, you gonna hop off the fence, or you just gonna be dangling from it? What we doing?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Are you straddling? Right. Are you straddling, or you just go on in? Right.
You gonna live up on top of this fence like this? What are we doing? And so it was at that point I said, okay, we need to go ahead and really focus on training. And that's when I joined the company acting studio. That's where Cynthia and I were in class to regularly train. Because before, again, I was, hitting and missing. I go in for a few classes. So, well, that was great. Do a little improv. Hey, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, let me lean in. And since comedy was my background, I made it a point when I did join and start training, like if ever it was bringing your own material or something, I would never bring in comedic stuff. I'm like, I already got that. And we can always strengthen whatever it is. But I was like, let's make sure we learn the dramatic and get strong in all areas. So that's where it started. That's
kind of where it took off. In this Studiosetstage, it's always a juggling act. I can remember just being at V103 and AOK and having to anchor morning shifts and then afternoon shifts, and then I would leave there and go to the company acting studio for night classes. And so it's always a juggling act. For those who are listening, Veda, how did you find the strength to do it, and how were you able to, or how are you able to do it now? Continue to do it.
Much prayer.
Yes. Right.
I mean, but when you're passionate about something too, we also know that's a fuel. It's a motivator.
Yeah.
Also. But I did have to make a decision. So like I'm saying, I was on the fence because I realized once I say yes to something, I'm going in 150. So that's why I'm not quick. I'm not throwing yeses. Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No. You have to kind of count the cost and understand if I'm saying yes to this, I'm not, and I'm putting money on it. I'm not here to piddle paddle. I'm trying to go in and win. So that's going to require something. So for me, I still am learning time management. And as you know, as an actor, and certainly voice acting, especially since the quarantine and stuff, I mean, that has increased. Most voice actors.
Every project. Almost every project, really. Yeah.
So that's a lot of last minute sometimes, hey, can you all, this is ASAP, can you turn this in an hour? And it's like, okay, there's been times I've auditioned and got booked the same day, can you record today? Oh, okay, let me see. Okay.
Yeah.
And so I think it's still kind of coming to terms with, and I have a friend and he was kind of like, I said, here's the deal. What we signed up for requires this juggling act. This is what it is. Now you do have to set boundaries so you don't drive yourself crazy, but whatever your industry, you kind of need to be aware of and understand what it takes before you give the yes. And then it's like, all right, let me pray for the wisdom to balance it properly, because you don't want to drive yourself crazy either.
Right, exactly. And we always say that a lot of times, with the industry, they always see the end result, and people realize that, hey, they see, I can go there right there.
Yeah, or I can do that, or I can do what Veda is doing overnight. Yeah. And you say what?
Yeah.
Right, overnight?
Right. Oh, really?
Right.
That's a long overnight.
That's a long one, right?
Exactly.
Right.
We also say it's cheaper hobbies. They're cheaper hobbies. This is more like you said, and and that's what we want to let people know out there that are aspiring to get into this industry. It is an investment. It requires an investment of time, resources, and like you said, commitment. So that's very important. Those are really great jewels that you just.
It's true. You said it though. You have to be honest with people. One of my good friends mentioned, she was saying to someone about me, and I didn't think of it that way. She was telling them she's been doing this since high school, some of it. And I was like, oh, And sometimes you don't stop and think about that. So the where Cynthia and a Marq are, you've been honing aspects of that all your life. And yes, you're probably obviously hardwired with certain gifts and talents, but you've been honing that over the years, and where you are now is the culmination of all of that. So
do you Studiosetstage hear this professional Veda Howard talking to you? Okay, and I'm gonna go a step further, and she can testify if she wants to. But do you have your 10,000 hours in plus? Do you have your 10? Oh, you know, I had to bring it out. Yeah,
Malcolm. Yeah, I haven't counted them up. I might be over 10. I don't know how we categorize in hours. I don't know.
I don't play. We don't play. We don't play. We for real. We for real about this.
Grabbing hours from everything we've been doing. I mean, and I've never, I have his book back here somewhere. It's back here. But yeah, I don't know if I counted. I think, and again, it was my friend recently mentioning, she told someone else, she's been doing this since. And I'm like, oh, you're right. I was a kid in high school reading the cassette tapes and reading who produced this, and all of that was me. Right. I remember New Editions. Oh, Veda Sparks. Who's she? Oh, there's another Veda. There's room for me.
It is.
Right. Reading the linear notes, right? When they had linear notes, right? Yeah.
All the depths of it. So again, some of it is in you, but you can't, if you really want it, you have to know what it is. And then go for it. And then for some people, whatever the industry, you have to be honest with yourself too.
You do.
Certain gifts, like I said, we come with, and we need to hone them and get better. And then at some point, you have to kind of realize, okay, what am I really good at?
Exactly.
Let me not waste my time. Let me lean in about where I know I can kill it.
Yeah. Right. I think we had
out here struggling.
I think we had an episode like that. You're looking at what Veda Howard is doing, and she looks gorgeous and she sounds amazing, and you see her or whatever, and her life is shining. So a lot of times we fall into the category, we want to emulate that, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Instead of thinking about how people knocking down your door to get them amazing cookies that you make all day, every day. Okay, am I right or am I wrong? Mm-hmm. But we'll talk about, don't look at somebody, don't covet what somebody else is doing, which leads me to, you work in inspirational radio, most times we find in this business, everybody wants to do the secular. How has that been a big thing for you? Was it a struggle for you,
Oh, wow. No, not a struggle at all. So I'm saying, again, I worked with Tommy Boy, that's what I was trying to, my beginnings in the industry were R&B, hip hop, but I'm raised in the church, Christian since a little kid. Yeah. So it shocked me once I came here and realized Atlanta never had an FM gospel station. That was shocking.
Wow. You dropped some knowledge. Okay. Yeah.
So Praise is the first FM gospel station in Atlanta. So, I'm New Jersey, you coming to the Bible Belt. I'm thinking y'all had to have something. Right. Y'all ain't have Jesus posted on the FM. What y'all do? Because it's a different world. I told someone soon after moving here, I'll never forget, I was in Publix, and I'm, with my cart doing my thing, and all of a sudden I hear myself humming along, and it's like Yolanda Adams opened my heart, and I'm like, at a grocery store?
Yeah.
Never the case in Jersey. Never
in New York either. So
yeah. Well, see, the South, you have the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
So, AM was always, that band was always a little more prevalent.
Yeah. Gospel friendly. Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
But I
know that was probably really?
I almost dropped something out of my cart. I was like, what? Where am I? Because it caught me, I know the song. Then I'm like, wait, what am I? What?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, welcome to Atlanta. Hallelujah. And so I was, working with, our other stations behind the scenes. I was just talking to a friend I worked with before, talking about the old days of Birthday Bash, us rolling up, backstage. Back then you pay an artist deposit, then you paying the rest in cash. We flown in with suitcases of cash,
Yeah. Takes me back to
Right. All that kind of stuff. Watching people climbing over the wall at the back of Lakewood, I still never understood that. I'm like, what? Don't kill yourself. Don't kill yourself.
Yeah, don't break your neck trying to get in.
I mean,
you're gonna have a hard time enjoying a concert with a broken neck.
The swag surfing at Phillips Arena, You know,
oh, wow.
Yes, yeah. I just remember those days. Yeah.
So it's been a long time. I have lanyards from like birthday bash 6 and stuff hanging around.
Wow.
So that was that. So once praise came, it wasn't difficult for me. It was like, cool, all right, let's roll. So it wasn't until later, after I wasn't trying to hop on necessarily, you're helping in the background, but then it opened up and they're like, hey, at that point I was doing comedy. It was clean and Christian comedy. They were like, we need some. I was like, okay.
So you were doing stand-up across America or just in Atlanta or?
Mostly Atlanta, but I did like family comedy tour. We went to different markets, especially markets that Radio 1 had gospel stations in and stuff like that. And certainly, other people fly me in to do stuff. So that was what I was doing. And I was doing that before. They were like, hey, can we kind of, I was like, oh, yeah, I guess that would make sense, But on the weekend, so I can still do, I can still be flexible and do other things. So
I know touring is that can take a lot out of you. I know I toured with the Harlem Globetrotters, and we were on tour just going across the world, and I was the announcer, and I can imagine, I can relate to the touring. You were doing comedy, and then I was doing announcing for a basketball team. But
you were all over the world if you were the Globetrotters,
girl. Listen.
Passport stamping.
You are. So I'm very fortunate to have had that opportunity. But like you said, when that position opened up for you, that was more of a stable deal, right?
It was, because I was already rolling. So it was, again, and that goes back to sometimes you just make sure you're always do your best and let God do the rest. That's been my mantra. That's the deal. So while I'm doing other things, they're like, hey, can you do this? Because we know you can do it.
Yeah, you're already there.
Rolling. Yeah. Right. So it was just me sliding in, learning the new board. All right, let me press the buttons again. Let me go.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
My mic sounds nice. We good? Right. Right.
Yes.
So we've been rolling, and to inspire and encourage, and that's always fun for me and a passion of mine. So it's a beautiful thing.
Wonderful. Well, with your background, in music, I know you get to meet, we always like to say, our guests here on Studiosetstage, you are celebrities to us. So, but I was getting ready to say, of course you have a myriad celebrities that you meet, every day or every other day. What's that like for you? Who did you almost hit the floor with when they came to the station? I guess I should ask.
When they came to the station.
Yeah.
See, I've been dealing in this so long. You get,
I know.
You get kind of like, okay, so do they need water? Okay,
because you be so focused, and you're so. And believe, see, me and Veda, we can relate. You're so focused on, okay, I got to get it in by this time. We got to be out by this time.
Right. Yeah, I got this, that, the other. Words. Okay, we got a conference call. Okay, who? That's great. Okay, excuse me.
Right. No, I understand, but there's got to be someone. There's got to be some that
there are. Okay, before the radio station, back when I was working with name of the company out of Philadelphia was IAM, the International Association of African American Music. Gotcha. And right out of college, I graduated in May. We had the big Black Music Month event. We did a conference and award show. It happened to be in DC this particular year. And Stevie Wonder was one of our honorees.
Right.
Like Brian McKnight and did his tribute. Grandmaster Flash was honored. The Roots did his tribute. And they were kind of new at that point. I think Natalie Cole, I forget who else. But again, then I'm really in hyper event mode. And after it was done, it's like, in the presidential suite, they do a gathering for the honorees. And I'm minding my business. And all of a sudden my boss, she's sitting talking to Stevie on the couch, but I'm not. Veda, let me introduce you. And, she introduces me to Stevie Wonder. He stands up and she just graduated he gave me a hug. Oh, thank you, sir.
Right.
I walk away. It was like 6 minutes later, hit me.
Yeah, that was Stevie.
Right.
Right.
I had to walk out on the balcony. I was like, thank God it didn't catch me when he was standing there. They might have called security on me. I went out in the back. Now, Stevie.
Yeah. I tell you, especially in college, because I went to Alabama State.
We both went to Alabama State, so HBCUs all the way.
And I remember I was in a group at the time, and we opened for Patti LaBelle. But it was one of those things where it's the aftershock, because you're dealing with everything
making it happen
so fast. And so we were backstage, and where we know about Patti, she does the food and all of that. She just had this sprawling layout. And they had they had steaks and barbecue and all that kind of stuff. And she was like, "Maybe y'all come over here and get something to eat." And we were like, "Yeah, this Patti LaBelle, she's trying to serve us food." So we were like, it's one of those things. But it's the afterthought when you think about it. You're like, wow.
So I'm out here eating with Patti LaBelle.
Yeah.
But
to go
back and answer you're right. Well, and I was a kid then, but still, he's means a lot to me.
Yeah, totally.
But at the actual station, there are only 2 people that I jumped up out of my seat and went across the hall out of my office to
give it to us.
Morris Chestnut.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell the truth. Because I was minding my business with one of my friends. He was like, "Yeah, Morris Chestnut." I said, "What you mean? He's here? Bye." And when Belle Biv DeVoe came, that was just like, that's like your heart. You grew up with.
Yeah, it is.
I said, "Nah," and Brooke Payne was with them too. So I was like, "Nah, let me get over here." This is history. So I got a quick picture with them. So other than that, a lot of amazing and kind people have come through. But those are the 2 that I jumped.
You're like,
no, I gotta go.
Gotta get him.
You are very Studiosetsstagers. If you have not heard of Veda Howard on Praise 102.5, just very inspirational, very encouraging. Just you can hear the love. You can hear the love in your voice, and you feel it. And that's what you look for. Especially in someone who is entrusted, and you can tell me your thoughts on it, but someone who is entrusted with inspiring millions of people, is that something that you love every day? Where do you get those inspirational thoughts? What are you thinking about during the day when you're on?
I don't take it lightly, as you say. Anytime you're in front of a microphone, I don't take that lightly. So, the wisdom nuggets came early for me, and wisdom nuggets on my show, I generally share at least 2 per show, and that it's a quote from anyone, anywhere. I found quotes on candy wrappers. So normally I'll take a quote, a wisdom nugget, and attach it with a Bible verse that is basically saying the same thing. Because sometimes, folks weren't or were raised in the church. If you were raised in a kind of strange, situation, you can't relate. It's not a daily walk for you, and people have made it weird, unfortunately. So I'm just being me. And I'm like, all right, here's a wisdom nugget. This one was on a piece of Dove chocolate. Now, first of all, the chocolate was good. Now, second of all, the rapper said, right. And then,
what the rapper said.
Right. The rapper said, inside the chocolate wrapper said, right. Then there's a Bible verse from Proverbs or whatever. And it's amazing how people, relate to that. But no, it's not amazing, because if it touches me, then I know it's going to touch somebody else. So someone says something, you read a bumper sticker. I saw a bumper sticker once that said, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Need to get that one right. Exactly.
It's almost like a verse. It's almost like you become that vessel. The vessel too, totally. Once you, I received that, I need to share it, and spread that out.
Exactly. If it helped me, and sometimes, it'll be correcting. If it landed on my pinky toe, I know somebody else needs to land on yours too. So you can get to stepping. Let's go ahead and squeeze life. We get one shot. So if what shook me and woke me up will help wake someone else up, then I'm just passing it along.
Yeah.
How, I guess in this business, and of course it's Women's History Month, and it has not been easy for women in this industry. And I guess I want to ask you, how do you deal with being this amazing woman in this corporate setting,
Oh, you're so kind.
Climbing the ladder and operating every day.
I've been blessed to not head on run into, I mean, like there are some people in some industries that it's like a daily, they're out here with sword and shield every time.
You know, walk around with the devil sitting right here. The devil wakes up with them and the devil goes to bed with them. Let's just be honest.
You know, I'm gonna fight you today. Loud player. You don't take any PTO days? What you do?
Yeah, like, oh, here we go again.
Here we go.
And now I have absolutely, and I know that's the reality. And even we see, I don't know if you've been following, you know, here lately, and certainly since the pandemic, African-American women in the beauty industry are speaking up about a lot of the, you know, racial injustices they've been finding, and the glass ceiling, not even, you know, coming down lower and lower. So people in some industries are in a face-to-face battle daily. Now, the fact that I work at and have worked at an African-American owned company, as Ms. Hughes would say, we are in the Black people business. And she said, like, and think we're gonna change? Right. Okay,
we understand. We got it. Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, being in that realm, I have not faced it the way some other people are. Now, that's not to say if there are,
but you don't feel pressure. You don't feel any
I
pressure
don't. And it might just be
someone else to change yourself, or
No. And if my journey was different, let's say I wanted to be a PD, then I wanted to be an operations manager. Then, you know, because it is very male dominated, as you know, in radio, and it's certainly—
You're talking about a program with PD, short for a program.
Oh, I'm sorry, program director. In radio, a program director, they're the ones who literally deal with the music. They're programming and selecting music. And that's what you hear, because the PD is scheduling music. That's a program director. Operations managers in a radio, they are over all of the radio stations in their cluster of stations. So like at Radio 1, we have 4 stations. So there are PDs, and then you have the operations manager over the programming department. And certainly there are some women, you know, that was their path and their goal. And I would imagine they had to deal with a lot. But because, you know, I don't want to say I'm under the radar, but I'm kind of calling my own shots, because, you know, I'm not trying to be tied down too much here, because I'm over here, you know, I'm on the microphone here. And then I got a voiceover session.
You got a lot of irons in the fire, but you know, but that's what it's about, though, right? I mean, that's the secret to longevity in Studiosetstage, right?
Yeah,
I'd say. And if you're being honest with yourself too, I'm not saying go out there and find yourself 12 jobs and work them all. And that's how you're going to stay long. No, do what you're supposed to do.
We make the rice, we make the sky go blue, and do all of these things.
Yeah.
And we'd be here forever. Yeah, exactly. You know.
And you know, but that's part of this thing that we're in, that you're in, you know, and you know, basically, like we say, going from the studio to the set to the stage, and how everything, even though it might seem like, okay, it's segmented, but it's really 1 degree.
Yes, it is.
Division from what you do, because like you said it earlier, you know innately those skills and those talents, those gifts that you already have, and it spreads out through all. You know, but knowing how to set it in the proper perspective, in the proper place.
Try to get it together. And like before the pandemic, and I'm grateful that my boss at Radio 1 was very flexible, you know, commercial on cameras more so where I'm rolling. And you know, with those auditions, I mean, so if sometimes I'm coming to work with 2 different changes of clothes, you know, I'm in there. I'll be right back. Come back. I'll be right back. Now I'm handling my business. I'm making sure everything is done. You know, you're handling your business, but so it's been a blessing, and I'm very grateful that I did have the flexibility, because if someone else was, you know, if I was in that corporate America talking to Bob, I don't know if we'd have that. What you doing? Why are you changing clothes?
Not at all.
Why are you dressed like Christmas? It's mind your business. I'll be back.
You know, I'm sure you have interns, and you know, we kind of treat listeners and audience members, you know, people who listen, and some of them are vets who just want to continue in the business, and of course you have those who are thinking about getting in the business. I know you have interns. You know, what's the number one thing that you tell them? You know, they want to do what they want to walk in Veda Howard's footsteps.
Oh my, Veda Howard's footsteps, Lord.
Yeah.
First thing I say, shoot higher than that.
You get a lot of them. I know.
Well, not as many as we used to. I remember
that you work with. Exactly. Yeah.
But and actually some years ago, I don't know, something happened in the industry and it kind of shifted internship programs within our industry, was sad because we don't have as many as we used to. So now at Radio One, well, not in the pandemic, but prior to, internships are paid, which is great, but they're less. Yeah, so back when I was coming up, and probably when y'all were coming up, you know, interns, you work for free, but the amount of experience.
Oh my God, it was immeasurable. It was immeasurable. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That's why I sit here today. So when people do slide through, if I talk to them, usually I'm talking life stuff. I'm talking about squeeze life. I'm talking about while you are in school, go ahead and try stuff now. Do different internships to see what clicks. If you have hopes and dreams, start working on them now, because once you have a mortgage, things going to change a little bit. I'm not trying to squash your future, right? But your priorities will have to shift. So now is the time to do it. Now is the time to meet people and have informational interviews, you know, get in. And when you're interning, I always say, and depending on the pretty much any industry, if you go to a smaller, reputable organization or company, usually it's all hands on deck. So you're going to have a shot at learning more. Whereas if you go to a larger one, you might be getting the coffee a little more often.
Yes. Yeah. And you may not be able to go into that studio, you know,
Absolutely. So sometimes it's wiser to find a smaller, again, reputable company or organization in whatever industry it is that you're interested in. And if you're sharp and they need people who can hustle up because, you know, their manpower isn't, you're going to get invaluable information. You're going to have hands-on experience. Yeah. So like I said, when I worked in Philly, I'm writing letters to sponsors. I'm dealing with Coca-Cola. I'm getting security information because folks are going to the White House. We doing stuff. Yeah. If I were at a larger, you know, it would be like, sit by and listen to this conference call. Take the note. Right. And I'd be like, okay, I'll take it.
Right.
It's not the same.
Exactly.
I love it. I know we were talking, you know, off air about, you know, most people, like you said, the end result, you know, we were talking about that earlier. You know, what would you tell people? You know, everybody wants to be on air. You know, give us some positions that you feel like people should start in first, you know, when it comes to like what you do as far as radio. And then we'll go to the other ones also. You got 18 jobs. We have 18 jobs. We got 18 right now.
I'm just out here. So you're saying where somebody should start in radio?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think you just said it as far as, you know, this industry as an intern, because most internship programs, most of them are kind of structured. You have to kind of swing through all of the departments.
You do. Yeah. Right.
So you can really see what's going on. There's a lot of stuff people don't realize, you know, when we say, yeah, we'll take that to the traffic department, and people think, oh, they're talking about what's going on 85. No, the traffic department in radio is scheduling the commercials.
That's right.
And the commercials is how we get paid. So don't turn off the McDonald's commercial.
Right.
Listen to the McCrispy sandwich, because that's how we get. So, you know, I think a lot for people trying to get started in radio, internships are the best way, so you can see where you really click. And then, like you're saying, unfortunately, some people, I'm saying unfortunately, if you see somebody who just, you know, they just want to be seen, it's not bad to want to be a personality, but you need to want to be seen, but you need to be hungry to learn the whole thing. So I think, you know, and you can tell when you dealing with certain people, you know, okay, yeah, they got it. They don't get it.
Oh yeah. I mean, I remember years past, I used to have, you know, God, I know you can relate. We all can relate. You know, you would have some interns who would come in and they, you know, they were not interested. They may want to come in and maybe they want to go to sleep or something like that. You know? Yeah. Oh, back in the day. Oh my God. But then you also, like you said, you have those interns that are hungry, you know, and they want to do anything to make your job easier. And those are the ones who always win. They win.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. You got
and definitely understanding, you know, within that internship, and you stress that it's about the process, you know, because like you said, in the end result, you know, they hear you on the radio. So that's what they hear, and that's all they have seen from
the accumulation.
So yeah.
Well, you know what, Veda, give us, you know, what's next for Veda? What's next for Veda Howard? Like I said, you know, we have to know that, right? You know, what are you thinking about? And let me tell you something, you're not going to leave Studiosetstage without giving us some bars. Okay. I'm just going to be honest with you. Yeah.
You got the wrong,
She like, come on, come on, you got to give us just a little something, just to let people understand, you know, who we dealing with right here.
Marq, talk to Cynthia. Talk to Cynthia, Marq. Get it straight now. Now, wait, I forgot your first question. You threw me off with the
She was like, Veda was like, oh, no, you ain't. No,
bars? I don't drink.
Yeah, no, yo, wait a minute.
What was your other question?
No. The question was, are we going to get a song from Veda Howard here on Studio?
Oh, no. Prior to that, let me go back to the real question, Marq. The real question was, what's next?
Yeah, no. Definitely. What's in store? I mean,
okay, my brain had to come back. You scared my brain.
What's next, as they say?
To be perfectly honest, I'm squeezing what I'm doing now. I'm really excited about that. The voiceover stuff,
right,
really picking up. And again, since I was a little kid, that's something I've wanted to do. So growing my voiceover career. Always have a ball with the on-camera stuff. So now that, you know, syndicated in other markets with inspiration in some of our other inspirational markets. So I think more of what we're doing, just inspiring and asking God, all right, where you go, I go. You tell me what it is, I'll follow. I'm trying to hear and follow.
Awesome.
You know, it's awesome. Like I said, again, I just want to say, you know, it's just amazing to have someone like you, you know, who you're really, you know, you are really thinking about others, you know, and how you can use the gifts that God has given you to uplift other people. I always say that for ourselves, you know, if you have a platform, you know, this is really how Studiosetstage was born, you know, you know, I was like, you know, there is no one in our market, you know, who is, you know, looking at the people who may be behind the scenes, you know, the people who are really making a difference, and not just the same old people. There are so many people who are making a difference, and that's kind of where Studiosetstage came, you know, how it was born.
Yeah, understanding, you know, like you see that one person that's in front or that you hear on the radio, but understanding that it takes a team. You can't be an island involved in that. And there is a process, you know, like people say you could go from 0 to 100 real quick, but in this thing, you got to understand, in order to get to 100, you got to get past 1 first. So understanding that is, you know,
it's great. It's great to have you.
Great. It's great.
A lot of pieces to the puzzle. I think one of the first commercial I booked when I got on set, I was like, we doing a feature film? To your point of the fact, I mean, the crew was huge, but it takes a lot of people to make stuff happen.
It does.
And back to the internship notion, when you start doing that and you start realizing and learning, oh, that's a job. I didn't know that. And, you know, you can find something you love, learn a craft, a skill, and kill at it. And then you be out here winning.
Winning, y'all Studiosetstage. You heard her, Veda Howard, on-air personality for Praise 1025. Also, you know, Veda, you're syndicated. Those markets that we can hear you in also. Let us know that.
Okay. Well, obviously Atlanta, Raleigh, Richmond, Columbus, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, and Houston.
All right. Awesome. What's your favorite color, Veda?
Oh, my favorite color. Hot pink and black. They're kind of neck and neck.
What? Hot pink and black. That's a different combination. Okay. Favorite foods.
Oh Lord, foods.
No, favorite food, like the singular favorite food. I
should say. I was about to give you a plate. Now let's see. This is what we look. Shrimp. I'm sorry, spinach. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Food. Okay, I'll stop there.
That's good. I love it. I love it. Favorite comedian, since you are a comedian also.
Wow. I don't have a top fave. I have a cluster of faves. Chris Rock and Seinfeld.
So Chris Rock came out first. So you're saying Chris Rock then,
That's what I'm saying. Chris Rock and Seinfeld. So yeah, I'm kind of like the cluster. I'm everywhere with it.
Gotcha.
And go ahead. Yeah, favorite movie. Go ahead. We should have prefaced you this.
Right. Because I'm like, And I'm not a diehard movie, shall I say Coming to America? Because
we might as well. Hey, the trailer's out, the movie's here. You might as well,
it's
right?
coming on this week.
And the one thing that pisses Veda Howard off.
Oh man, you know what? Mean people. I always say I don't do good with mean people. I don't do good with mean people.
Right. Very cool. Right. Very cool. Veda Howard, guys, on Studiosetstage. Just thank you so very much for gracing us with your presence. For those of you who may want to connect with you, Veda, who may just want a word from you, possibly. You can't give out any private numbers because we don't want no stalkers right now. Okay, we don't want no stalkers from Studiosetstage, right? Give us a way that we can, safely connect with
you. Contact me. Social media is best. Instagram at Veda Howard, VEDA Howard, on Facebook too. Twitter also. So I'm pretty active on all three of those. Instagram might be the best one. So at Veda Howard on social media.
All right.
Very cool. And of course, we can hear you on many of commercials. Give us a few that we can look for you on. I know, of course, a few, but you tell us.
Wow. You talking about voiceover or?
Yeah, voiçover, whichever. It doesn't matter.
What is it? I did a Johnny Walker.
Okay.
Truist Financial, SunTrust, and BB&T Bank have merged. A recent Truist Financial. There's actually a local United Way of Atlanta coming out soon. Okay. It's something with OxyClean that hasn't hit yet. So I'm just, the deal. You audition, you do your best, and you hope something stick. You keep.
That's what I'm talking about. Working, getting that money, but also walking in your purpose. So love you so very much, and thank you so very much for appearing here on Studiosetstage.
God bless you all. Continued success to you.
Listen, guys, Veda Howard, thank you so very much once again. Just an awesome talent. You get a chance, guys. Just tune into her, right? Big things popping. So she's got some big things popping. She just couldn't tell us, guys. But when they roll out, hopefully we'll be able to have her back on the show.
Most definitely. And definitely. I mean, that's what it's about. It's about expanding the platform and supporting our fellow Studiosetstage out there. So again, kudos to Ms. Howard, and we are definitely going to be on the lookout for a lot of more amazing things.
We need some inspiration in our lives, whatever. I mean, it's amazing how she's been able to meld the two: inspiration, motivation, but also working in secular radio. So anyway, guys, get at her, okay? Just get at her. Don't forget, guys, you can reach us. We're here, Studiosetstage at gmail.com. Okay, if you ever need to reach us.
And check out the website. Go to studiosetstage.com. Leave us comments. Also check out our shop where we have merchandise. We got the hoodies, we got the shirts, we got the hats, we got beanies. So hey guys, check us out, and also be sure to listen on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. We're also available on Spotify and the radio.com app.
And I think I messed that up. It's actually email, Studiosetstage at Gmail. Did I say that? Studiosetstage. If I didn't, I'm saying it again. Studiosetstage at gmail.com. Drop us a comment. Give us, even suggestions. If you know someone who would be great for Studiosetstage that we need to know, that everyone needs to know, definitely just drop a line to us, okay? And don't forget, you're watching us. If you are, you're there on YouTube. Be sure to hit that little red button and get all the notifications. Come on.
Hit the thumbs up, guys.
We need you guys. We need you. And we love you so very much. So you can reach me across all social at Cynthia Mallard.
Yeah, and you can reach me across all IGs at Marq Dean Music. That's Marq Dean Music on IG, and Marq Dean on Twitter.
That's right. Cool. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. For Marq Dean, I'm Cynthia Mallard. This is Studiosetstage. Come back next week.